What is happening, weight loss warriors? I got a special treat for you today. If you ever want to know what my journey started with, I have a video. Stay tuned and watch it. Hello, world. I am C Dub, and I'm here to share my experience with you guys on my journey to lose weight. And all of us that are on the heavy side of things have learned over time a million different ways to lose weight. As a matter of fact, I thought the best thing for me to do is do some research heading into this process. So I was weighing in at about 300 pounds, and I started to look at different diets and different angles and different ways to lose weight. And I was finding contradictory information. Some people were saying, the best thing to do is a low carb, high fat. Other people were saying that oh, you definitely have to do, a vegan diet, and you've got to get yourself into all kinds of different answers. And I don't know if any of them fit. And the thought process to, oh, well, I have to count a calorie every single day for the rest of my life. Um, just didn't appeal to me as something that I really wanted to do or that I felt was necessary in the process. So, stumbling across it, doing some research, I happened to just be listening to a podcast, Joe Rogan podcast. And Joe Rogan had a doctor on there that was talking about intermittent fasting. I will make sure that I put her name in the description down below, but she was just talking about it, and that led me to look up some more videos, and I saw another guy on his show talking about it. And the more exposure I got to learning what intermittent fasting was and the concepts behind intermittent fasting, I started to think this may be the ticket that I'm looking for. So, probably 3 weeks ago, the end of we're now in April. We're April 16th today. So back at the end of um, last month, started trying to do the intermittent fasting thing, and weight started falling off of me. And my family and I went to Las Vegas, where I tried to abide by intermittent fasting, but I definitely overate. And then started it. We got back a solid week this week, and I got on the scale, and I was 27 pounds lighter than I was when I started. And it just dawned on me that I hadn't changed much of what I was actually putting into my body. But when you're doing that, uh, you begin to do more research and you put more time in and more effort. And I'm trying to learn more and more about it. And I've learned that down the line at some point, I'm going to have to change my eating habits. I'm going to have to pick one of these other things to help me navigate my way through to make sure I'm not overeating during my eating windows. So I started out at a 12-hour, I actually take that back, I did 16 and an 8. 16 hours of not eating, 8 hours of eating. So in a 16 to 8 ratio, I didn't watch a thing that I ate, and I ate over that 8-hour period of time. I did that for the whole first week. The second week, I dropped that 8 hours to 6, and so I spent 18 and 6, and I did fine. So last week, I started doing a 20-hour window, and I still was fine. So I thought, wow, this is a really amazing, life changing thing because I can eat in a window the rest of my life. I can adjust between a 4 and an 8 hour window and be fine. If I need to lose a little more weight, I can go to a 4 hour window. If I gain some over a period of time, I can cut it to a four. I can cut it back. I can back and forth. It's easy to navigate through, and it's easy to do, and you don't have to prep too much. You don't have to put too much effort into it. So I started to think that intermittent fasting is a really awesome tool that everybody can use. And if you don't understand the science behind it, you definitely got to do research. As I progress through the channel, I will add more about the science, but it really is an effective way of using what your body does naturally and using that to perform fat burning instead of burning, just storing the fat. I mean, so um, in the process of that, though, I felt better and better. I felt like I needed to make sure I was um, continuing to progress through this, but I felt like I needed to reset my body. I needed to do something a little bit more. I needed to make sure my body got into ketosis. So I decided that I would go on a fast. Now, this fast, I don't really know at this point how long it is. It's been 24 hours as I sit down and record this video. It might be 48. It could be, up to a week. I don't know. I'm probably not going to go any longer than that because it's my first one. But I'm going to go until my body says, you know what, go get something to eat. I drank over a gallon of water today. I feel super good. Um, at this point, 24 hours in, I have no headaches. I have no problems whatsoever. So I'm looking forward to um, finding out how far I feel comfortable now because I would like to long term fast in the future. And I feel like you got to train a little bit for that. I feel like just jumping into a long term fast may not be the healthiest situation. So, short term fasts added together with intermittent fasting. And I want to get myself going. I have a knee surgery probably in the next couple of months to replace my entire knee replacement. And the process of that, um, that's going to be, a big deal in my life and a big time to reset things. Like I haven't drinking any sodas today, which I'm a big Pepsi Max fan. Anybody that knows me will tell you I'm drinking Pepsi Max all the time. I cut that out, but Pepsi Max is very high in caffeine, so my body's got to adjust to that. It's got to get rid of all this stuff, and so that I can start my journey in a new way. So the reason I wanted to start this and name the channel Turning Weight Loss Sideways is because what we hear traditionally, the food pyramid and calories in, calories out, all of the things that we hear on a day-to-day basis when we're talking about weight loss with any kind of professional, um, generally comes back as something we buy into and believe in, but the people losing weight, they regain it almost 100% of the time. And so calorie in, calorie out isn't something that's effectively changing um, the way that we eat and the way that we are. And 3 meals a day and something that, most of us have done our whole lives, just turns out that that may not be the right thing for our bodies. So to be able to take a step back from traditionally what we hear and try something new. The beautiful part about starting this and sharing it with other people is if it doesn't work and I'm wrong and I'm crazy, then everybody gets to watch and say, "Hey, he was crazy." But if it does work, it gets to help people, and it gets to help people all across um, find out what intermittent fasting can do for them or what they can do to change their life and to put themselves in a situation. And down the line, if through this fitness channel I learn more about other ways, I'll try them. I'll go. I will do, 1 meal a day. I will do the warrior diet. Which is 20 and 4, which I already kind of do. But you know what I'm saying. I would add in and try any old thing down the line to see what fits in, for short periods of time, like a week. See what fits into my lifestyle. See what I like. Experiment with things. If I'm experimenting with things that ultimately get me to the goal of being a healthier person, then there's nothing wrong with it, even if I don't like it for the long term. So I do think fasting will be a part of me from this point forward. Um, but, we'll have to take it one day at a time. So I'll hop back on tomorrow. I'll keep you guys posted on my progression and see how I'm feeling. I know a lot of people weigh in daily. I'm not that guy. I've never been that guy. I think a weekly weigh in is more accurate. If you're weighing in the same day every week, I think that's better. So 7 days from now, I'll be weighing in on Monday, and we'll see, where I've gone from there. I was at 277 today, and that is again a total of 27 from my original. I was over 300. So and we'll see if I can continue to make that fall down in weight and in journey, and hopefully it's of course I know I'm going to get a lot of water weight feedback, although I'm drinking a gallon every day, but hopefully when it's all done, it measures out to be a lot more fat than muscle and water, and we can always rebuild. I'm going to get back into the exercising and things on the other side of my surgery when I've got physical therapy and all those other things to deal with while holding down a full-time job, being a husband and taking care of two wonderful boys. Videos. I wanted to give you guys a look now at the before, and then a look at the after some time down the line. So I wanted to add that in and make sure you guys knew. So I'm gonna get this chair out of the way, and I'm gonna show you guys so you know where the journey started and where the journey will end. All right. And weight loss warriors, this is what I look like now.